Hello my dear friends. Today's lecture is going to very interesting because we are going to learn some important topics in programming language. In this lecture, we will learn what is Java programming language, types of Java program, compiler and interpreter, Java compilation, Java interpreter, source code, byte code, object code, Java virtual machine and features of Java programming language. So we must know the basic features of any programming language. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about very interesting topics of any programming language. So first we learn what is Java. Basically, Java is a programming language and it is a platform also. It is a high level, robust, object oriented and secure programming language. It was developed by Sun Microsystem in the year 1995 by James Gosling and his team. So the James Gosling is known as father of Java. Before Java, its name was Awk. Since Awk was already a registered company, so James Gosling and his team decided to change the name from Awk to Java. So Java is a high level, object oriented, secure programming language developed by James Gosling in Sun Microsystem. Now, Java is a part of Oracle. Why the Java language is known as platform? Any hardware or software environment in which a program runs is known as a platform. जहाँ पे हम किसी भी प्रोग्राम को रन करते हैं, that is platform. Since Java has a runtime environment, JRE, and it's lot of APIs, so it is called a platform. Types of Java program. Basically, there are two types of Java program: applets and application. Java standalone applications and Java applets. What are the differences between applets and application? Basically, applications are standalone programs runs on the desktop, like Notepad, WordPad. These are the standalone applications. These applications can run without the internet on your desktop. So these are standalone. Standalone Java application refers to a Java program that can run independently on a computer. Every standalone application begins its execution with the main method. Java standalone application can be classified into two types. एप्लीकेशंस को भी हम दो कैटेगरी में डिवाइड जावा के एप्लीकेशंस को भी हम दो कैटेगरी में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, कंसोल बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन एंड ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन. आप जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के थ्रू कंसोल बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन भी डेवलप कर सकते हैं एंड ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन भी डेवलप कर सकते हैं. हम लोग आगे के वीडियोस में देखेंगे इसको. एंड एप्लेट्स, basically applets are the small programs runs on any browser with the help of internet. तो applets आपके small programs होते हैं जो कि हमारे ब्राउजर पे रन होते हैं. They are mainly used for internet programming. The applets is capable of performing many tasks on a web page. जो वेब पेज पे आप छोटे छोटे एप्लीकेशंस देखते हैं किसी के वेब पेजेस पे, वो आपके एप्लेट्स होते हैं, सच एज डिस्प्लेइंग ग्राफिक्स, प्लेइंग साउंड, एक्सेप्टिंग यूजर इनपुट्स. फॉर्म हम फिल करते हैं किसी की वेबसाइट पे जाकर के, वेब पेज पे जाकर के, वो हमारे एप्लेट्स होते हैं. सो देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ जावा प्रोग्राम्स, एप्लेट्स एंड एप्लीकेशंस. नाउ इन दिस स्लाइड we will discuss about compiler and interpreter. what is compiler, what is interpreter, and what is the role of compiler and role of interpreter. A compiler is a software, it is a system software that follows the syntax rule of programming language to convert a source code to machine code. It is a system software and follows the rule of programming language that is known as syntax rule. जब हम किसी भी लैंग्वेज की बात करते हैं उस लैंग्वेज के कुछ रूल्स होते हैं. अगर इंग्लिश की बात करें तो इंग्लिश का सिंटैक्स स्टेटमेंट प्रॉपर्ली तभी करेक्ट होगा जब आपने उसको प्रॉपर लैंग्वेज में उसको यूज किया हो, उसमें कोई ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक ना हो, तभी हम उसको प्रॉपर स्टेटमेंट या प्रॉपर सेंटेंस बोलते हैं. तो प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के भी कुछ रूल्स होते हैं, तो कंपाइलर उन रूल्स को फॉलो करता है, उन रूल्स को सिंटैक्स बोलते हैं प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. It cannot fix any error if present in a program. It generates an error message. So when you compile your program, after making your program, you have to compile your program. When you compile your program, so compiler will find out all the syntax errors in your code. जो भी कोड आपने लिखा है तो कंपाइलर रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है उस कोड को चेक करने के लिए कि उस कोड में कोई एरर्स हैं या नहीं. इफ एनी एरर इज प्रेजेंट इन प्रोग्राम then all the errors will be displayed on your screen. If your written program is correct, there is no any error, then the compiler will convert your entire source code into machine code. If there is no any error in your code, then compiler will convert your code into machine code because computer can understand only machine language. Whatever statement, whatever syntax you will write in programming language, that syntax will be in English like language. But computer can understand only machine language, so compiler is an compiler will check your code if there is any error or not. If there is no any error in your code, then compiler will convert your source code into the machine code. A compiler converts complete source code into machine code at once. This is a very important point. We will discuss while we compare compiler and interpreter. Compiler will convert your whole source code into machine code all at once. आपके पूरे कोड को, सोर्स कोड को एक ही बार में मशीन कोड में कन्वर्ट कर देगा. And all the errors, if any errors in your code, all the errors will also be displayed on your screen all at once. और सारी errors भी एक साथ में, जितनी भी प्रोग्राम में आपकी errors हैं, अगर हैं, तो सारी errors को वो एक साथ में डिस्प्ले कर देगा. And finally, your program gets executed. If there is no any error in your code, so compiler will convert your source code into the machine code and your program will get executed. So see how compiler works. You have to write source code. Compiler will convert the source code into the machine code and we will get the output. Your code will be executed finally. Now see in the part B, program, you means your source code will be compiled. If any error, then error message will be displayed. If no any error, then your code will convert into the machine language code and we get the output. Till you not remove the error, the code will not be converted into the machine code. First, the programmer will remove all the errors. सबसे पहले प्रोग्रामर सारी एरर्स को रिमूव करेगा. Then only your source code will convert into the machine code. तभी आपका सोर्स कोड मशीन कोड में कन्वर्ट होगा एंड हमारा प्रोग्राम फाइनली एग्जीक्यूट होगा एंड वी गेट द आउटपुट. So this is the work of compiler. It is a system software basically, and we can say it is a translator also. Now interpreter. The work of interpreter is just like compiler. It is also used to convert your source code into the machine code. But what are the differences between them? We will see. An interpreter is also a software, a system software that translates a source code into the machine language. However, an interpreter converts high-level programming language into machine-level language line by line. Compiler will convert your whole source code into machine code all at once, while interpreter will convert your source code into machine code line by line. Okay, this is the first difference between compiler and interpreter. And compiler will generate all errors at once, whereas interpreter generate your errors line by line. During program execution, if interpreter found any error, then your execution will stop there only. आपके प्रोग्राम का एग्जीक्यूशन वहीं पे रुक जाएगा till you not remove that error. जब तक आप उस एरर को रिमूव नहीं करेंगे. सो कंपाइलर आपके पूरे प्रोग्राम को रीड करेगा. If there is any error, then first compiler will display the message. These are the errors. You have to remove these errors. आप में उसको मैनुअली प्रोग्राम को चेक करना है, एरर्स को रेक्टिफाई करना है, रिमूव करना है, and then your whole source code will convert into the machine code. Whereas interpreter will convert your code line by line. If any error is found by the interpreter, then your execution will stop there only. आपका एग्जीक्यूशन वहीं पर रुक जाएगा. अगली लाइन कन्वर्ट नहीं होगी, ना ही इंटरप्रेटर उस लाइन को रीड करेगा टिल यू नॉट रिमूव दैट एरर. कंपाइलर ने कोड को रीड किया, जिन सिंटैक्स में, जिन स्टेटमेंट्स में एरर्स नहीं थी, उन स्टेटमेंट को मशीन लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. जो एरर्स थी वो एरर्स को डिस्प्ले कर दिया. बाकी लाइंस जो एरर फ्री थी उनको मशीन लैंग्वेज में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. लेकिन इंटरप्रेटर जब तक आप एरर्स को रिमूव नहीं करेंगे वो आगे रीड ही नहीं करेगा. सो कंपाइलर विल कन्वर्ट योर होल सोर्स कोड ऑल एट वंस, whereas interpreter will convert your code line by line. See, source code, interpreter, and then we get output. Source code, then again next instruction, अगले इंस्ट्रक्शन को फैच करेगा, फिर उसको इंटरप्रेट किया करेगा. एरर्स हैं तो रुक जाएगा, नहीं है तो उसको मशीन कोड में कन्वर्ट करेगा. फिर देन अगेन ये प्रोसेस आपका चलता रहेगा. नाउ व्हाट इज जावा कंपाइलेशन. अभी हमने बात की कंपाइलर इंटरप्रेटर, नॉर्मली जो सारी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में यूज होता है. नाउ वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द जावा कंपाइलेशन. द सोर्स कोड ऑफ अ जावा कोड इज कंपाइल्ड into an intermediate binary code known as the byte code during the Java compilation process. In Java compilation, your source code will convert into the byte code, that is machine instruction code. Java compilation का क्या रोल होता है? आपके सोर्स कोड को बाइट कोड में कन्वर्ट करता है, जो कि आपका मशीन इंस्ट्रक्शन कोड होता है. डायरेक्ट वो मशीन कोड नहीं होता है, मशीन इंस्ट्रक्शन कोड होता है. द मशीन कैन नॉट डायरेक्टली एग्जीक्यूट दिस बाइट कोड. फॉर दैट अ वर्चुअल मशीन इज रिक्वायर्ड, दैट इज JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So Java programs use both compiler as well as interpreter. Other programming languages either they will use compiler or interpreter, but Java programming language use both compiler and interpreter. So interpreter is known as JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So when your source code will convert into the byte code, then JVM, Java Virtual Machine, can easily understand the byte code. JVM includes a Java interpreter. JVM includes Java interpreter that convert byte code to the target computer machine code. Target computer machine code means according to the operating system, what operating system you use. JVM is a platform specific which means that each platform has its own JVM. जितने भी प्लेटफॉर्म होते हैं, चाहे वो विंडोज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, प्लेटफॉर्म मीन्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, चाहे वो विंडोज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम हो, चाहे वो मैक ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम हो, यूनिक्स लिनक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम हो, यूनिक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम हो, सारे के सारे अपने अलग इंटरप्रेटर होते हैं, अपने अलग JVM होते हैं. So when your source code will converted into the byte code, then JVM means Java interpreter, or we can say Java virtual machine, can easily understand the byte code. However, once the proper JVM is installed on the machine, any Java byte code can be run. So we will see with the help of diagram. First we write the source code. After that, Java compiler will convert the source code into the byte code, that is machine instruction code. And this byte code, according to the operating system, according to the platform, all platform will have its own interpreter. Windows computer will have JVM, Java virtual machine. Linux operating system will also have Java virtual machine. Macintosh operating system will also have Java virtual machine. And according to the operating system, JVM will convert the byte code into the machine code. This is Java compilation and Java interpreter also. We will see in more detail about Java interpreter. Java is a platform independent programming language because each platform will have its own JVM, own interpreter, and all JVM can easily understand the byte code generated by the Java compiler. Java is a platform independent programming language. It means that we can run Java on the platform that have a Java interpreter. It is the reason that makes Java platform independent. So we can say Java programming language is platform independent. We can create a program on any platform and we can run the program to other platform also, because during compilation your source code will convert the byte code, and these byte code will be easily understood by all the operating system, because all operating system will have its own JVM. The Java interpreter converts the Java byte code dot class file. Your source code will have dot Java file. After compilation, source code will convert into the byte code, and these bytes code will be inside dot class file. And after that, JVM convert the Java byte code is stored in dot class file into the code understood by the operating system. So see, with the help of diagram, first we will write the code and store into the .java file. It will be your source code. Compiler will convert your source code into the byte code, that will store into the dot class file, and after that interpreter will convert the byte code into the machine code. So this is the role of Java compiler and Java interpreter. So what is source code, byte code and other code? We will discuss about this. Basically a source code written in the form of any programming language with proper syntax. A program is written to solve a problem. Why we write the program? We write the program to solve any problem. A set of program is known as a software. The developer should have a good understanding of the requirement in order to develop software. Based on the requirement, the system can be designed. The programmer can convert the design to set of computer programs using the programming language. First, programmer will decide what are the requirement will be to solve this problem. Programmer will collect all the problems, maybe a program or maybe a set of program. Then with the help of any programming language, we compile these problems. These programs are created by the human or the programmer. They have syntax, means proper format. that is similar to the English language. So source code will be written in English-like language in proper syntax. This collection of instruction written using a human readable programming language is called a source code. For example, programming languages such as C, Java, Python, etc. Those programs are known as source code. Whatever problem we want to solve with the help of any programming language with proper syntax, those syntax are known as source code. जब हम किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को किसी प्रॉपर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के थ्रू सॉल्व करते हैं, किसी प्रॉपर सिंटैक्स में उस प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के बेस पे, उन कोड को जो इंग्लिश लाइक कोड है उन कोड को हम सोर्स कोड बोलते हैं. नाउ बाइट कोड. When converting the programming language from source code into the machine code, some programming language convert the source code to an intermediate code known as byte code. Java is one of the major programming languages that use the byte code. The process of converting the source code into the byte code is as follows, जो कि अब अभी पिछली स्लाइड में देखा हमने. Source code will be written inside the java.java file. After that, Java compiler, that is Java C, will convert your source code into the byte code, will store into the .class file, and with the help of the JVM according to the operating system, we can convert the byte code into the machine code. So byte codes are the machine instruction code generated by the Java compiler. Differences between the source code and byte code. The source code is a collection of computer instructions written using a human readable programming language. Source code is generated by the human. The source code is not directly executed by the machine. First, it will be converted into the byte code. Now see the byte code. The byte code is the intermediate code between source code and the machine code that is executed by a virtual machine, that is JVM. Byte code is generated by a compiler. It is not generated by the human, it is generated by the compiler, and the byte code is executable by a virtual machine, that is JVM. Now third one is object code. Object code generally refers to the output, a compiled file. After the a compiled file which is produced when the byte code is interpreted with a JVM. जब हम byte code को JVM के थ्रू इंटरप्रेट करते हैं, जो फाइल बनती है हमारी वो हमारी ऑब्जेक्ट फाइल होगी. सो देयर आर थ्री फाइल्स, सोर्स कोड, बाइट कोड एंड ऑब्जेक्ट कोड. द ऑब्जेक्ट कोड फाइल कंटेन्स अ सीक्वेंस ऑफ अ मशीन रीडेबल इंस्ट्रक्शन. और ऑब्जेक्ट कोड वो कोड होता है जिसको मशीन इजीली रीड कर सकती है, दैट इज प्रोसेस्ड बाय द सीपीयू इन अ कंप्यूटर, जिसके ऊपर सीपीयू आपका प्रोसेस करता है एंड वी गेट द आउटपुट. जावा वर्चुअल मशीन हम लोग समझ चुके हैं इसको. जावा वर्चुअल मशीन प्रोड्यूस मशीन कोड. ऑब्जेक्ट कोड is a portion of the resulting machine code. Byte code becomes object code by JVM. Now, features of Java language. What are the features of Java language? Why we use Java language? Why the Java language is more popular? So here are some important features of Java programming language. It is very simple. Java is easy to learn and its syntax is quite simple, clean and easy to understand. Next feature is it is object-oriented programming language. In Java, everything is an object which has some data and behavior. It is robust programming language. Java makes an effort to eliminate errors. It is platform independent because the byte codes are easily understood by any operating system. So the Java language is known as platform independent. आपने सोर्स कोड को किसी अलग ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे बनाया, उसको कंपाइल किया एंड ड्यूरिंग कंपाइलेशन सोर्स कोड विल कन्वर्ट इनटू द बाइट कोड, और उन बाइट कोड को कोई भी ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इजीली समझ सकता है. सो इट इज प्लेटफॉर्म इंडिपेंडेंट. It is a secure programming language, multi-threaded programming language, and many more features of Java programming language. So this is all about Today's topic, what is Java, uh, what is uh, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter, types of Java programming language, what is Java compiler and Java interpreter. So I hope you understand the main and the very important topics of about any programming language. So that's it for today.